siempre que la necesitéis, ¿vale? Además, pediros que si por favor podéis silenciar el micrófono para que no haya interrupciones durante la presentación, pues os lo agradecemos mucho. Y si en vuestro nombre de usuario en Zoom no sale vuestro nombre, por favor identificaros en el chat con nombre, apellido y nombre de agencia, ¿vale? Para teneros localizados para el sorteo. Bueno, muchas gracias y vamos a comenzar. So, Patrick, uh, I think it is your turn. So please,
Sí,
whenever you want to start.
bueno, muchas gracias, Berta. Thank you so much.
No
And
problem.
buenos tardes to everybody. No, I'm sorry, that's all of my Spanish for now. My name is Patrick. I'm the General Manager of Viceroy Bali, and I'm here with Tanya, our Director of Sales and Marketing. There she is waving. Um, Gracias. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's just after your lunchtime or is your lunchtime, so I appreciate you taking the time. And a huge thanks to Berta and the team at Oasis for facilitating this webinar. We've just recently started working with Oasis. We're super happy. I was previously working with Six Senses, so I had great stories from Alberto and his team from there. So I'm now back in Bali. And a little bit about me. I'm originally from Ireland, so not far from you guys, but have been living in Southeast Asia now for 6 years. My first role was with Viceroy Bali, and then I moved to Vietnam with Six Senses, and now I came back to Viceroy Bali. So I think that's always a nice starting point to go back to a place where you work. It's a good sign. So uh, I look forward to having your questions at the end of the presentation. Please feel free to use the chat, and I will do, or we will do our best to answer as best possible. So the picture you're looking at here is our main swimming pool. And our logo is there on the top, and you can see we're members of small luxury hotels, which some of you might be confused. Maybe you're thinking we are part of Viceroy Hotels and Resorts, which we are not. We're independent brand. We're family owned from Australia originally. So we've been family privately owned since 2005, since we opened. So often we are confused of being part of the Viceroy brand, but no, we just share the name. So that's one clarification I always like to make. We are members of Serendipians, and I'll tell you more about small luxury hotels membership in a moment. I will just move to the next slide. Last October, we received our first Michelin key. So we were happy. Just there were 11 or 12 properties in Bali that received one key. So that was a nice recognition for us. We're very happy to receive. And we are waiting for the Michelin stars to appear for the restaurants. That's another story I'll tell you more about soon. So, yes, welcome to Bali. We are located in Ubud, and our location is a big selling point. We're just 5 minutes drive from the center of Ubud. So, Ubud Palace, for example, is just a 5 minute drive, meaning we're much closer to the city center by car than the other luxury resorts. So, our location is really useful for guests who want to explore Ubud. But also, when you're on the property, when you're in Viceroy, it's very peaceful. It's like a retreat, a sanctuary in paradise, we like to say. And as you may know already, a lot of guests and clients coming to Bali will combine Ubud with an area on the coast, such as Nusa Dua or Uluwatu or Sanur or Seminyak. So you'll get the beach in the south, and then in Ubud, it's jungle. It's all green. And there's still a lot of beauty beyond Ubud. So you can go further north to Singaraja and places like Lovina. You can visit Munduk, Kintamani. So Ubud is a great stopping point for getting further beyond the regular tourist areas in Bali. We have so many activities in Ubud, from rafting, visiting many temples, waterfalls. We can offer cycling through rice paddies, through the ridges. You can visit the volcanoes they're much closer to Ubud, of course, than they are down to the south. So visiting Kintamani to do a sunrise trek is a beautiful morning activity. And then looking at Viceroy, our location, like I mentioned, just 5 minutes from the center of Ubud. But once you're on property, you're in this serene, secluded, very private valley. Because what makes it private is we own the piece of land directly across from the valley, from the resort. So it protects all of the views for the guests, but also we see beautiful wildlife. We see the monkeys jumping from tree to tree, birds also across. So it makes it a very unique location for guests. This is just an aerial view. You can see the river in between. And the great thing about this river is no rafting or water sports take place here because on the other side of Ubud, say in Cyan, many water activities and it's quite loud. So the peaceful thing about Viceroy again is that you have complete serenity from the water that's passing through. You can see on the left, we have a helipad. We are the only property in Ubud to have a helipad. Even today, we had 5 helicopter landings. So it can be quite busy. It's not every day we have landings, but today was quite the record. And it's beautiful to do a tour from our helipad. So visit the volcanoes, visit Nusa Penida, other areas off Bali. Um, and we're very happy to offer this to guests. Also, doing airport transfers is a nice option for guests. I mentioned about small luxury hotels. We've been a member since 2007, and just 2 years ago, we joined the Finest Collection. And currently, there's only 27 properties globally from SLH's overall hotels. I think they have 700. So we're very happy to be in the finest collection. It makes us again stand out more, and it's really helping us on the positioning front. And small luxury hotels now have a partnership, just for your information. They have a partnership with Hilton Honors, so clients can redeem points for stays. But obviously, talking about travel advisors, it's not. It's just more for your information. So back to the point that we are family owned, it's one of the biggest selling points and makes the energy very different in the property. In this picture, which was taken at the 20th anniversary last September, we have Margaret. She is the main driving force behind Viceroy. She's still around to this day, keeps me very busy. She has designed everything with her personal touch. She has had 2 children, Anthony and Amanda, both of whom were the general managers and directors of sales and marketing over the years. Now they're focusing on other things, which is why they invited me back to become the general manager. But it's still very much a family affair, and it's a very nice place to work. Guests love to speak and meet with the family whenever they're on property, because they can hear the stories of building up a property from scratch in Bali. I'll talk briefly about the villas. In total, we have 40. All of them have a private pool. Our entry level is called Pool Suite. It's 150 square meters in size, so very generous for an entry level in terms of size. The pool in this suite is covered from direct sunlight, which some clients do prefer. The bathroom is also semi-outdoor. So I will say they're not for everyone. They're a very functional room. They do have beautiful views across the valley, but there are some guests would prefer an open deck pool, for example, which we have plenty of. The next room type is the terrace villa. You can see very Balinese in design with the fully thatched ceiling and roof. We have wood carved doors, which were done by hand in the local village here in Nagi. And you can see the infinity pool there in the terrace villa. They were the inspiration for our deluxe terrace villa, which is our most popular room type. And I believe it's the room type we're giving in the raffle at the end of the presentation. So each of these have an infinity pool also. And the big selling point, highlight, I suppose, is that all of the private pools have the option to be heated. So if clients prefer a warm water, it's possible. But some clients prefer no, especially coming from Europe. We find European clients don't want it heated, but it's there if they wish. You can see it's quite a modern design compared to many of the other resorts. We use marble throughout, making it a much fresher, cleaner approach. And you can see in the swimming pools, we have 10 of new deluxe terrace villas, and this picture is one of the newer ones, which has a larger outdoor deck and a larger swimming pool. Again, with that exclusive kind of private view across the valley. And then briefly onto the two bedrooms. We have six two-bedroom villas in total. Five of them are this Vice Regal villa. Super spacious inside. You've got an open plan living room and bedroom, and then you're out onto the terrace, which is here with a large swimming pool, garden, ballet for relaxing. And then the second bedroom is upstairs. So it's ideal for families or if we have couples traveling together or friends. It's a really nice, solid villa type. My favorite is the Viceroy Villa. That's my background in this presentation also. This is on the lowest level of the property and it's right above the river that I showed you earlier. So there's a very peaceful feeling when you're in the garden of this villa. Last year we added a fire pit and a jacuzzi. I think you can see the fire pit here. So it's just giving clients a more luxurious feel. We're always adding bits and pieces to the hotel. But yeah, it has two bedrooms, one on either side of the open plan living room, and this is the bathroom that we refurbished recently also. And then just talking about food options at the hotel, we have two quite renowned or famous restaurants. One is called Cascades. This is where we're serving the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We also do afternoon tea. We're very famous for serving a special Indonesian rishtafel dish which is super popular for tourists who love to try Dutch style cuisine that was influenced in Indonesia over the years. So we do a Balinese dance here every Monday for our guests so they can enjoy dinner whilst watching the Balinese dance. We have a big focus on growing our own vegetables, so a bit of six senses in there maybe. We have our own greenhouse, and since this picture was taken, we've added more garden beds for growing vegetables, tomatoes, chilies, aubergines, everything is growing there now. It's a very nice place to be. But I suppose the highlight of Viceroy is perhaps the Apéritif restaurant. This is why I say I hope Michelin stars can come to Indonesia soon, because we're really hoping that Apéritif would get one or two. It's a restaurant where we serve a tasting menu, so seven courses usually. We can do different numbers. It's very popular with in-house guests, but it's also open to outside guests, so guests staying at other hotels, other villas. Very, very popular. Very large selection of wine, a lot of Spanish labels, which is good. And we just won the one of the Tatler Best 20 restaurants in Indonesia. This was 2 weeks ago. So the team there is super happy. Chef Nick there at the back has been with our team in Viceroy for 13 years. He's from Belgium originally, and our super restaurant manager Thomas is from Czech Republic. So we have a great dedicated team, and it's, I suppose, a bit unusual to have so many foreigners working in a hotel like this. But the owners have this vision to really educate the local teams and bring their expertise. So we're very happy to have a good base of expat workers. Aperitif itself can be very romantic. We do beautiful romantic candlelights dinner. In the Art Deco inspired dining room. And the food is looking something like this, just to give you an idea. It's very well prepared by chef and the team. A lot of focus on Indonesian spices. Given we call Indonesia the Spice Islands. So the team help a lot to educate the guests about where the spices come from, how the sauces are made, and everything. Just next to Aperitif, we have Pinstripe Bar, which has become an institution in itself in Bali and Ubud, especially. Quite a fun, popular bar. We've now added a pool table here. And these cabinets that you see where my mouse is, this is where we offer guests the chance to have their own cabinet. If they buy a bottle of spirit, we print their name on a gold plaque and give them the key to come back and enjoy the bottle as they wish. So that's a nice way to keep people coming back. We also have a cigar humidor, a walk-in cigar humidor, and an outdoor terrace where you can enjoy cigars or dinner. There's also a great food menu at Pinstripe also. Just touching on wellness, it's a big part of Bali and Ubud in general. We offer traditional treatments, the classic Balinese massages, which are very popular. All of our team have been trained very well over the years with a bit of Swiss technique. Margaret's brother lives in Switzerland and married a naturopath there, so she has influenced a lot of the training. We use local products as well as international brands, particularly for facials. We have LED masks and we also have a cold plunge and infrared sauna, which I think is on the next slide. But more uniquely, we have a squash court for our guests, as well as a very beautiful gym overlooking the jungle. So guests can be well entertained during their stay. Here's the infrared sauna and cold plunge I mentioned. That's just touching on the long or biohacking, perhaps, side of things. The contrast therapy, which is becoming, of course, more and more relevant for a global travel. Um, and then we have a range of complementary activities which guests can enjoy during the week. We do live jazz twice a week in the bar. I mentioned we have the Balinese dance on a Monday. We do yoga 3 times a week, and also cultural offering lessons like learning how to make the Balinese offering, which is a big part of daily life here in Bali. And that's almost it. This is mine and Tanya's contact. Of course, Bertha will share the details with you after. But if you have any questions, I'm very happy to hear and answer. And I'm also very happy to welcome you to Ubud at any point. Please do let me know.
Thank you so much, Patrick. It was a super nice presentation.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad. Thank you.
I'm sure everybody appreciated it. Um, uh, well, I'm going to ask for a question now.
Good.
So, em, bueno, espero que os haya encantado la presentación. A mí la verdad que me ha conquistado por completo. Y nada, si queréis poner vuestras preguntas en el chat, os leo, o si preferís abrir el micrófono y preguntarlas a viva voz, lo que os resulte más cómodo. Okay. For now, we don't have any
Okay.
doubts, so that
I
means that you
see
explained
everyone.
it very well.
Good. Yeah, yeah. And I think thank you everyone for the lovely comments. Appreciate all of this.
Patrick, may I ask you a question?
Please, go ahead, Bertha.
Okay, so maybe could you tell me when is like, I mean, the hotel, you can visit the hotel and the property in every season, but I guess in the rainy season, there are like another type of activities that maybe you can do that are not the same as like in summer or sunny season.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
maybe.
So, like in the rainy season, which is usually from late October through to maybe mid-late February, so you're kind of guaranteed some rain at some point during the day. Usually the mornings are super nice, so it's a very nice time to get out early before the afternoon kind of clouds come in. This year, I will say, was much more rain. You probably saw even on the news that Denpasar, the capital of Bali, was badly flooded. Um, but that was definitely exceptional. In terms of activities to do, we have a range of rainy day activities which we've created. I didn't even mention we have the cinema room that we offer for guests to use at their leisure,
Nice.
which is down, yeah, in underneath the main garden, let's say. We have a table tennis as well as the squash that I showed you. The gym is a great option. We offer spa services and treatments both in the spa, but also in the villa. So if guests prefer to listen to the rain with their terrace doors open, having a beautiful spa treatment in the villa, this is possible. And then if it comes to, drastic rain all day, we encourage guests to come and hang out in Cascades, which is the all day dining restaurant. We have plenty of board games, cards, this
Nice.
type of thing available. It's a very relaxed setting. As I mentioned, the energy is quite beautiful, just given the fact that it's a unique property, right? It's not part of a big chain. We've kind of made our own rules over the years. So yeah, there is still plenty to do when it's raining, and it can be a beautiful time to visit because you'll see ultimately a bright morning and then a
Mm.
darker afternoon.
Nice. It sounds very nice. Very nice.
Mm.
And always traveling in the rainy season, you will find like less like crowds and everything.
Correct. It's going to be less busy between that time, mid-October to mid-February. But I must say, like around now is the ideal time to visit. So today like I said earlier, we had beautiful blue skies all day today. And it's not so busy either because typically we'll follow the busy season in July and August. Usually when Europe is off on holidays and school holidays. But yeah, it's a nice time to visit right now, weather-wise.
Really nice. Thank you for answering my question.
Pleasure.
Okay, I will read the chat because we have now several questions here.
Mhm.
So, villas still have butler services?
So we used to kind of offer this when we first opened, and when we first opened, we had 11 villas. So it was a very different kind of setup. So we don't directly offer butler services, but again, being as I suppose flexible as we are, we can arrange if it's a necessity, we can have someone on standby. But what we find recently, particularly in the last year, clients are super comfortable to just be in touch with our front office and concierge team via WhatsApp. It's been super helpful. Um, but as I say, we're very open and can kind of make arrangements as necessary if somebody would like a dedicated standby butler. We even, when we built the two-bedroom villas, we built a room underneath to be used as a sort of a maid's area. So the possibility is there, but
Mm.
it's not proactively offered, if that makes sense.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Is it kids friendly?
Yes, great question. Originally, again, it was opened really as a honeymoon type of resort, but as the family have evolved and business and the market in general, we did see a lot of families coming back, which was the reason we built the two-bedroom villas. So I will say that it is more suited perhaps to couples and that market, but families are super welcome. We do kite making lessons, we have fish ponds to feed the fish. There's that cinema room I mentioned. Plenty. I mean, the Balinese people in general are so good with kids. We can arrange babysitting services. So we very much welcome kids, yes, but I won't claim that we have, a big kids club or anything like this. But we do have a lot of happy families staying.
Nice. Okay, thank you. Um, okay, another question. It was offered the warm option in the pool. The reason is because this pool water is cold. Can you remember the transfer time from DPS to the hotel? Yeah.
Sure. So it's nearly 8 p.m. now in Bali. If I'm going to DPS from the hotel, from my house, it's 1 hour maximum, I would say. However, during the heavy traffic, I would say 1 hour, 30 minutes by car. Now, I mentioned we have the helicopter. That is only 15 minutes, 1 5. So it's a quicker option, but the helicopter brings you next to the DPS, to the airport. So you still have to kind of take a drive, which is 10 minutes. So everything factored in it would still be shorter, but still there's some time to factor. And about the pools, so the water is over nighttime it gets a little bit more cold in Ubud because we're up higher on the island. So the water can be a bit more refreshing. But again, coming from Europe particularly, I think it's not cold whatsoever. We do heat the pools up to 32 degrees Celsius. The average temperature normally is 24 degrees. So it's just more of a comfort thing. And definitely some markets over others, like US, they love a heated pool, but the European markets, not so much. And again, at different times of the year, it's more chilly. So in June, July, August in Ubud, it's actually sometimes you wear like a coat in the evening, but not at all cold like we know in Europe.
Perfect. 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 Okay. Next question is how is the availability for this summer?
So we've been kind of up and down given the situation in the Middle East. We've had a lot of postponements of bookings, a few cancellations as well, because a lot of our European markets, I'm sure, like your clients would typically transit in Dubai or Doha or Abu Dhabi. Um, and the flights prices have really increased. So we've had a bit of an impact. The two-bedroom villas, I will say, are still looking quite occupied throughout July and August. So we're even looking at opening up two of the one-bedroom villas side by side to make it a two-bedroom villa. Um, so I will say that the larger units are kind of not sold out, but almost there. And then we're still fairly flexible on the one-bed villas. So yeah, availability for summer is still there, but it's so uncertain really at the moment, given all that's happening.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I understand the situation. Okay. Um, Thank you for your presentation. I have a question. For an helicopter transfer from airport, for example, how many people can board the heli and the luggage?
So it depends on the helicopter. We can start from four people and it can go up to six people in a helicopter. And that does depend on their weight. So it's all based on how heavy the helicopter will be. And for the luggage, typically it will be transported in a van next to, it'll reach the hotel uh, probably after the helicopter lands, but around the same time. And what was I going to say? The option of having the helicopter is, yeah, saving time, really. That's the big thing because roads can be a bit unpredictable. And if the luggage can fit in the aircraft, in the helicopter, and it's within the weight restrictions, then that's no problem also.
All right, all right. Thank you, Patrick, again. Okay, another question. Is there any period of the year when it's required a minimum stay?
Great question. At the moment, no. I guess it would be nice to have a minimum stay requirement, but I think just given the competition in Bali, especially in Ubud, with all of the international chains right on our doorstep, no, we don't impose a minimum night stay. So anything from one night and above is doable.
Great. Yeah, and we have one last question and we finish the round.
Okay.
Okay, great presentation, Patrick. Is there a time of year when you have minimum stay? Ah, no, okay.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
question, sorry.
Very good.
I didn't
Very
read
good.
it.
I've
Okay.
answered twice.
Sorry. Okay. So we are finished with the questions.
Okay.
So we can go directly to the raffle, which I think is the one one second. I will
You-
arrange with my.
Okay.
All right. So we are gonna start. em, bueno, antes de nada, anunciaros que el premio serán 2 noches en una deluxe terrace villa, incluyendo un menú degustación de 5 platos en su gran restaurante Apéritif y un tratamiento de spa. Así que es un súper premio. Espero que estéis tan emocionados como yo. No. Okay, Patrick, could you please stop sharing the screen for a
Ah,
moment?
sí.
Then we, okay, now we can share the screen to put the raffle.
Okay, great.
Vale. ¿La ves? Mm, no, a ver, voy a probar de nuevo. A ver. No, compartiendo. One second. My my colleague is trying to share the screen, but it doesn't let her.
Okay.
Estoy compartiendo. Paso Okay, sorry for the delay. We are having a technical issue, but just a
Okay.
second.
See.
Okay, maybe now I can share. Can you see my screen?
See, yes.
Nice. Here. Okay. So, I'm gonna start this. Mucha suerte a todos.
Very cool.
And the winner is Fátima González.
Fatima, uy, very nice.
Fátima, ¿estás ahí?
Estoy aquí, ole, muchas
Hola,
Yay.
gracias.
Fátima, ¿qué tal?
Congratulations, bienvenidos.
Congratulations.
So much, and it was a great presentation. I'm really looking forward to visiting Ubud. Not been to
Yes.
Indonesia yet.
Oh, super. Great, great. Thank you, Fatima.
Thank you.
Great.
Pleasure.
Congratulations, Fatima. We will send the
Thank,
details later, all right?
thank you very much.
Perfect. So thank you, Patrick, for this nice presentation, and also thank you, Tanya, for being here.
you.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí un jueves más y espero veros en la siguiente sesión. Ok,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you
Thank you.
soon. Gracias.
Yes.
Buenos tardes.
bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Berta. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Oh, there's Tanya. Tanya's there. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. I'm still in the.
Goodbye.